You might have heard that actor Tony Dow, best known for his role as Wally Cleaver on Leave It to Beaver, passed away. But shortly after his management team announced he died, they were forced to retract that statement because he's still alive. That being said, Tony Dow is in rapidly declining health and has been moved into hospice care. Said that Dow had died on July 26th after succumbing to cancer. Fox News, however, spoke to his son Chris, who said his father is still alive, albeit under hospice care. Tony's son Chris and his daughter-in-law Melissa have been by his side, comforting him in his final hours. It's reasonable to assume we'll receive more updates on his condition in the near future. This terrible news comes just over 2 months after we learned the 77-year-old actor had been diagnosed with cancer. Keep watching to learn what struggles Dow has been dealing with health-wise in the last few years, while also learning a little bit about his life story. He landed the role of Wally with no acting experience. Tony Dow was born in Hollywood, California on April 13, 1943. His father was a designer and general contractor, while his mother was a stunt woman who worked in early westerns. At one point, she was even Clara Bow's movie double. As a boy, Dow trained as a swimmer and was even a Junior Olympics diving champion. Dow's acting career began after he landed the role of Wally Cleaver in Leave It to Beaver in an open casting call. When he showed up to the audition, Dow had next to no acting experience and was still very much your average American 12-year-old boy. He continued to perform on the iconic sitcom for 6 years until it ended in 1963. After the series ended, he appeared on various other series, including Dr. Kildare, The Greatest Show on Earth, My Three Sons, Mr. Novak, and Never Too Young. After high school, Dow enlisted in the U.S. National Guard, where he served his country from 1965 to 68. During this time, he took a break from acting, but returned to Hollywood after he was discharged. Upon his return to acting, he guest starred in the series Love American Style, Square Pegs, The Hardy Boys, and Adam 12. In 1969, he married his first wife, Carol Marlowe. That marriage lasted 11 years before they divorced in 1980. They had one child together, Chris, born in 1973. Tony married his second wife, Lauren Shulkind, in June of 1980. Throughout the 70s, Dow continued to act while working in the construction industry on the side. He knew he couldn't expect to rely on television income forever, so he expanded his horizon to work in construction. He also studied journalism and filmmaking. From 1983 to 89, he reprised his role as Wally in the Leave It to Beaver TV reunion film and its subsequent spin-off series, The New Leave It to Beaver. In 1986, Tony even wrote an episode of the show. The following year, he was honored by the Young Artist Foundation with its prestigious Former Child Star Lifetime Achievement Award. After that series wrapped, Dow made his directorial debut with an episode of yet another reboot series, The New Lassie. Following that, he directed episodes of shows like Coach, Harry and the Henderson, Babylon 5, and Crusade. He also served as the visual effects supervisor on Babylon 5. In 1996, he provided the visual effects for the Doctor Who television film that aired on Fox. His most recent acting role was in the 2003 film Dickie Roberts' Former Child Star. Following that appearance, he was seen in April of 2019 promoting reruns of Leave It to Beaver on the MeTV television network. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. Dow is a skilled sculptor. Tony is a gifted sculptor who enjoys creating bronze sculptures. In reference to his work, he's been quoted as saying the figures he creates aren't meant to represent reality, but instead reflect the truth of the interactions he experiences as he sees and feels them. To create his works of art, Dow says he sources the wood he uses in the hills of the Topanga Canyon in Southern California. He says each piece flows from his subconscious. Dow has produced 9 limited editions of each of his works using what's known as the lost wax process while utilizing molds from the original Burl sculptures. One of his pieces was once on display in the backyard garden of his former Leave It to Beaver co-star Barbara Billingsley, who you might remember as June Cleaver. In December of 2008, Dow was chosen as one of 3 sculptors to display their work at the Société Nationale des Beaux-Arts exhibition at the Carrousel du Louvre in Paris. At that exhibit, he represented the U.S. delegation, which was made up of artists from the Karen Lynn Gallery. The piece that was selected to be displayed was an abstract titled Unarmed Warrior. It depicted a woman holding a shield. Tony has been battling health issues for years. In the 1990s, Tony revealed he'd been suffering from clinical depression. He later starred in a series of self-help videos that chronicled his battle with this debilitating condition, including the 1983 film Beating the Blues. In October of 2021, Tony was hospitalized after coming down with pneumonia. 6 months later, in May of 2022, he revealed he had cancer. And as we all know by now, especially after being erroneously reported to be dead, Dow is now spending his final days in a hospice in Topanga, California. Jerry Mathers is still alive and well. It's impossible to discuss Leave It to Beaver without bringing up the show's titular star, Beaver Cleaver. The Beaver was played by actor Jerry Mathers. After hearing the reports that Tony Dow had passed away, Mathers told the press that the loss of his TV brother left an empty place in his heart. He went on to describe Dow as being the kindest, most generous, loving, gentle, sincere, and humble man he's ever known. He said the world may have lost a star, but the heavens gained another. Jerry has yet to put out a statement following the announcement that Tony is still alive. Like Tony, Jerry got his start as an actor at an early age. After appearing as a child model for a department store ad at age 2, he starred in a commercial for Pet Milk. He went on to appear in films such as This Is My Love and Alfred Hitchcock's The Trouble with Harry. Not long after, he landed the role of the title character on Leave It to Beaver. Apparently, at his audition, he told the producers he would rather be at his Cub Scout meeting. They found his candid honesty so endearing, they immediately handed him the role without hesitation. Mathers played the Beaver for 6 years. He later reprised his role in the reunion film and reboot series just as Tony had. In 1978, he starred with Tony Dow in a production of the comedy Boing Boing. After that, he and Tony toured the dinner theater circuit with a production of So Long, Stanley. It's heartbreaking to learn Tony Dow is in such dire straits. We send his friends and family our best wishes as they comfort him during these challenging times. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Tony Dow? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined FactsVerse as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of FactsVerse, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from FactsVerse or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99.